I got something here. Yeah, I already got some. Yep. Okay. Okay. So here, I usually don't use open mic, but I'm just using open mic here because it'll be difficult to. Yeah. You see, I want to use open mic instead of push to talk just because. Um, because my mic does have some background noise. I don't have the best mic in the world, so if it's an issue, then I can just change to push to talk again, but I prefer having open mic. Is there a lot of static in the background, or should I just kind of keep it the same? Well, let me just start, and then if it's an issue, sounds fine. Okay, good. So this is the very first little training session I'm doing. Just want to preface the discussion saying that I haven't been here that long compared to other a lot of other people who are in this Discord all the time. So I'm just basically sharing the basics of what I've learned by just being on the Discord, and what you can do to avoid making similar mistakes exploration wise, and things like that. So let's just get into basic exploration. So a few things that I've learned. Let's see. Good to me. Wasn't bad static. Occasional random noise. Okay, that's fine. Um, so a little thing when trying to escape, especially like Iron Docks, is I'm not sure why this is exactly the case, but this is the case. You can just kind of get a leap right through here. Um, like I said, I don't want to try and explain it because I'm not sure the specifics as to why this, but a lot of times when you're going over objects for some reason it allows you. I am Alliance right now. Well, I mean I'm always Alliance because Alliance is he's the better faction. I'm not sure how the latency is right now, but it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so here is the first little lesson here is you want to be aware of what objects are and aren't solid. So a non-solid object will still have camera collision as you see here. So right now you would totally believe that this is a solid object. If you were to place something, you would have the little circle. Is my cursor displaying? No, it's not. Let me just fix that real fast. There we go. Okay, so now you see the cursor. So you can use a toy like the Crash and Thrashing toys. These are like great for it. So if you're not sure if this would be solid or not, you use a Crash and Thrashing toy and you test to see if it's solid or not. And it's almost like it's disposable. You can if you fall through it, who cares? You just press escape and that's it. You're out. So now you would know that this is not solid very easily, just using a little toy, and you don't have to accidentally, run yourself into it just to figure out and, lose progress. So the next part is wall jumping. Now, wall jumping, like a curve like this, could be more difficult for someone who's never done it before to actually get across. Slightly more difficult. With practice, wall jumping isn't really that difficult at all. I suggest a good place to start would be maybe the hills around uh, Elwyn Forest or Orgrimmar. Those are like probably the best place to start, I would think. There might be a better place, but for me, that's where I went when I first practiced. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to land your character almost parallel to the spot that you want to land on. So kind of like imagine it as if you're dragging your shoulder across the wall. So when you can see here, I'm just dragging my shoulder across the wall until I grab a little point here. And you see I'm basically parallel to the spot I landed on. And then you double jump and glide and just kind of do the same thing. And once you get the hang of it, it's not too difficult, but it's just dragging yourself along the wall until you get a little snippet that you can actually stand on. Like I said, it definitely takes a lot of practice just to get it down in pack very easily. But best place to start, I said, like Elwyn Forest, for example. So when you encounter a roadblock like this, and you'll notice here that there should be an invisible wall right about here. So when you encounter a roadblock like this, you might realize that it'll be difficult to get over this. So, you would have to jump from this spike and get onto this one, then maybe ventral retreat up to here. But really, you have to check everything in your surroundings first before you do something difficult like that, because you might not even realize that something around it is not solid. So you always want to, like, before you make decision to start jumping up on things and trying to ventral retreat over, you should always check your surroundings because there might be something that's not solid. And once again, you know, you can take out your crash and thrashing toy and test, is this solid? No, it's not solid. I would fall all the way down here and lose a lot of progress. So you would know to use your double jump. Now, yes, everything I'm explaining now is not druid oriented, demon hunter oriented, just because I mean that's what I've always used, and it's objectively the best class um, to explore with. Objectively, like some people like to explore on mages and druids. There's a few people in here like that, but I'm just doing demon hunter just because that's what I got used to. So here is another test. Now this is a massive chasm. How do I know it's a massive chasm? Well, I'm going to use a crash and thrashing toy, and this whole bridge is not solid. All of this. So if you were to fall down, you would fall all the way down here, and you would have to restart. So this is too long to make across with 2 fell rushes and eventual retreat. The reason why it's too long is also because it's leveled. It's not going downward, so you have to maintain the same altitude the whole way through, and that can be very difficult. So you can use something called a freeze macro. Now, you may know about a freeze macro already as is, but here is the freeze macro. What it does is when you press it, it'll freeze it for however long this digit is. So you can set it to 10, which is the cooldown of Fell Rush, which is probably the best thing to do. And what will happen is you press the button, and your game will stop responding. Like your screen will freeze. If you have Windows, it'll say, World of Warcraft to stop responding, and you'll get the blue circle. And basically, you can just count yourself to 10, or however long you set the timer as. So let me set it to 10, or as it is set to 10. And what I'm going to do is this. Because I need altitude, this is very important because I'm not starting from high and going low. I'm trying to go the exact same altitude. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to face my character towards where I want to jump and face my camera away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to double jump and glide and then press both mouse buttons so I face the other way so I can venture retreat without losing too much altitude in the other direction. And then I'm going to turn around and fell rush once. The reason why I'm only going to fell rush once is because the global cooldown will actually make me lose too much altitude, so I'm going to fell rush once and then press the freeze macro. And then when it comes back up, I should be able to double fell rush. If not, then you just press it again and then you wait for 10 seconds because that global cooldown will actually make you lose a lot of altitude. So here we go. You can see what I'm going to do. Let me set fell rush to a mouse key. And I'll explain to you why I set it to a mouse key once I do the jump. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there you go. Okay, so the reason why I set it to a mouse key is because this is my computer, and this is my computer only. This is just what I experience. When you use your freeze macro and any other buttons like fell rush on your keyboard, for some reason, if you spam the button, like if you spam fell rush, for example, like R, the game will just close for some reason. Now that's just my computer. Your computer may be different. So what I found is that if you have any mouse buttons, you can spam them all you want during that freeze portion, and it doesn't close the game. Now I understand that everybody has mouse buttons, but you can probably use the middle mouse button. That might work as well. So if you have a middle mouse button, it's definitely useful to just use that, because or else you have to count and get the counting perfect and then only press it once on your keyboard. It's really difficult. I don't know why the game does that, but that's just the way it is. So here we are going to encounter a wall. Not just any wall, this is actually a sticky wall. Now you won't get stickied into it because you're on the outer portion. You're not inside of the wall. I'll explain the specifics afterward. We'll go on the website or in the tools where you could know. But this is just the first layer of the sticky wall, so it's not really sticky the same way that it would if you were actually inside. Okay, so the last thing I want to discuss in Iron Docks is how to travel through a wall that's sticky using objects that are protruding into the wall. So let me just get up here real fast. Okay, so I need to get all the way to the end so I can get on top of this wall. And as you'd see, there's actually an invisible wall going just along here. So I just barely can't touch this wall because of it. And I'm treading very carefully because everything you see here, this little bridge part on the right, is not solid. So that's why I am very much keeping myself away from it. Just, oh, I got it. There we go. Okay. So here we encounter the sticky wall again. Now, as you notice, the sticky wall runs. Sorry about that. The sticky wall will only run, you know, north, south, east, west. It's not like, they're not diagonal. You can tell if you're in a cardinal direction by looking at your mini map. As you can see, I'm pointing directly south, and I'm running perpendicular to it. So now, you'd probably want to go into Havoc to do this, just because Metamorphosis is the only targeted movement ability and it has a 5-minute cooldown, versus Havoc, which has one on a 20-second cooldown. So anytime that you use a leap ability in a sticky wall that has an object in it, it allows you to pass through it. So for example, this is a sticky wall I'm running into right now, and this wall is an object that's going through the sticky wall. Therefore, I can use a targeted ability to go through it. Now, everything you see, like this rock and this crate over here, this rock over here, are all objects. The ground is the terrain. You can't use the terrain to get through the sticky wall, but you can use an object like these rocks. Now you can tell that the rocks are objects because they're kind of, they're not as smoothly introduced to the ground. Like you can see, like there's a little seam, um, that would show that they're not, part of the terrain. So we can just keep doing this. Use, the leap ability. Come onto here. We have to get up to here by jumping on this spike, and from this spike, there we go. And we're gonna encounter another one right about here. Okay, and here's another. Actually, let me explain that in a better spot. Probably right about here, right? Okay, so now that we're inside of a sticky wall, this is where it actually gets sticky. Let me just use this corner right here. So you can see that I am now basically what you would think of as stuck. Like I can't get out. I'm moving in every direction. I can't escape it. So what you can do is that you move your character in a cardinal direction, usually the opposite of what you entered. So I entered, not opposite, adjacent to where you entered. So you can see I entered east. So I'm gonna point west, or not adjacent. I actually meant opposite. I'm messing up my words because spent a lot of time preparing this. So you can see you entered in east, and so you would turn around west, and you could leave easily. Yeah, that's how you would escape if you kind of get stuck in there. So once again, you can use a targeted ability. You get through. You can jump over, and you would counter it again. Right about here, you use a targeted ability, and you get over, just like that. You could do this all the way to the end of the wall. There's nothing that would stop you, obviously, because you can, as if this wall went all the way to the world border and then made a right, you could go all around the whole map just doing this over and over and over again. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It ends just right about there, so you can't go around the back of the map. That's just it's impossible. You can't do that. So yeah, that's about it for Iron Docks. Once again, let me just to show you, you can't leap to this rock using the leap because it's not in your grid. It has to be, the object you're trying to leap through has to be adjacent to your grid and on the line of the wall. So it has to be on the line. Like if the rock is in the middle, I've never had success actually leaping into it. If it's in the middle, it has to be on the grid line. So that should, let me take a look at my notes. Um, Okay. All right. So yeah, let me head over to now finding a path. So let me go over to a good instance would probably be Well of Eternity. Okay, getting to Well of Eternity. Oh, Caverns of Time. Yeah, Caverns of Time. Okay, give me 1 second while I head over there. Let me just. Okay, so just want to generally talk about the community. So like if you have anything, exploration related, screenshots or videos, you would want to keep it in the community. Like you don't want to go, like let's say Blizzard says, oh, we closed X area off to players, so players can't go to this, whatever, because Blizzard's does it often. It's like, oh yeah, we closed the area off to players. You don't want to go on the WoW forums and post a screenshot of exploration saying, ha ha, Blizzard, ah, I got through it. I got through all your walls and I was able to make it to this area. You don't want to do that. And the same thing with like r/WoW, like official WoW areas that's not exploration related. You don't want to do that because at least like from my perspective, and like this is just my perspective of the community, is that Blizzard is just tolerant of it. This is like I said, this is just from it could be different, but this is just my perspective of it. That Blizzard is just they're tolerant of the community, and they know we exist. They know that the community exists, and giving them a bad image to get at Blizzard probably wouldn't be a good idea. Like speaking for myself, I don't want to speak for everybody. Being on Blizzard's bad side is probably not something that we would want, that the community would want. Um, and I'm not sure how everybody would respond to it, but that's how I would respond to it. Okay, so Well of Eternity over here. Let's see. I can extend lockout right from when I did it before, so I don't have to cut through all the bosses again. Well of Eternity. No, not Eye of Eternity. Oh, I can't. Okay. Okay. All right. I was planning on. I just got to do this instance. So we can just talk while we're doing this while we're doing the instance. So it's like we'll do questions. Why not? While I have to get this instance done because I thought I could just extend lockout. See, like I was saying, you just anything exploration related, you want to keep it in an exploration dedicated area. You know, great example is obviously the Discord. You want to keep the exploration stuff into this Discord because that's what it's made for. There's also like r/hidden WoW. Everything, all exploration related things, just keep it in there because it's just you don't want to get at Blizzard using exploration. It's just no. That's not what you're trying to do. It's not a good idea. So here we go. All right, Illidan, can I go? Can I go, Illidan? Can I go? Can I go? Can I go? Doesn't that tell you to go? Or you just go? He's not gonna tell me to go? Come on. Okay, yeah, let's go. There we go. Invite Piggy Feathermoon. Do you have a lockout for it? For Alliance, obviously. Destroy the crystals. Yeah, I should destroy the crystals. Thank you, Illidan. I mean, I don't think there's much to discuss about that clue. Everything that's already mentioned about that is mentioned in the welcome read first. Like everything you would need to know about that is already mentioned in there. Yeah, like I said, I was hoping to hold up. Hey, hey, you need to unlock this, buddy. What 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 hey, what is this boy doing? He needs to unlock the crystal so I can destroy it. Okay, guy. Uh, are you kidding me? Are you, come on. Okay. Well, all right. This is not going according to plan here. I was hoping. Did this actually bug out? I think this actually bugged out. Cause I don't know what else could have gone on here except for it bugging out. I mean, maybe I have to loot him. Oh, look at that. Okay, I'll take that. Um, I. What the hell am I gonna do now? Can I? I don't think I can escape over here. I'm pretty sure there's invisible walls going up. Okay, maybe I can just nether walk. No, Illidan bugged it out for me. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Can you escape through here? I've actually never done. Okay, fine. We can just go through here again. That's fine. All right. So what I was gonna do in the next part of exploration, I'm going to speak about how to find a path. Um, Illidan despawns if you kill him too fast. Yeah, I just realized that. I'm going to talk about how to find a path through an instance to escape with. And the outside of Well of Eternity is a great place to actually do that because it's very open and there's not that many invisible walls, so it's a really good place to explain ways to form a path and how to get out of an instance just by looking at the terrain and things. Okay, come on, come on. Can I go? Are you gonna let me go? Do I just run through Illidan? Okay, I just run through. All right. So here we go. Kill this guy. So let me not kill him too fast. Let me just go like, right? Kill that guy. Kill his ass. You gonna, there you go. Good. Thought you were gonna screw me over again, Illidan. There we go. Okay. Let's move. We kill the guy. Yeah, sorry, I really wasn't expecting to have to go through this again just because I had already cleared it and I was hoping I could just extend the lockout, but apparently not. There we go. And kill him dead. Queen Ashara. Okay. Here we go. Alright, so we can escape. Let me get to the I believe I need to get to the orb over here. If I remember correctly, escaping from here. No. No, I need to actually defeat Queen Ashara to get the option. There we go. Started the fight. Okay. Yep. Oh, am I really gonna get stunned by these mobs? Okay, I'm getting stunned by these mobs. There we go. Okay. Yep. We'll be probably just a few more minutes. I'm just gonna show a little way how to look at terrain and figure out a way out, and then we'll take a look at the websites that you can use, like WoW2's and IRL's website, and then we'll be done. Here we go. Now I should be able to actually come down here. The Well of Eternity. Okay. So here we go. So now we're in the area that you would actually want to, what notes should you keep about for yourself, and what level of documentation should you take when you get out of bounds? What notes should you keep for yourself? What notes should I keep for myself? I mean, like, what do you mean document? I don't document. I mean, besides taking screenshots, because maybe I'm just misinterpreting the question. So along here, when you're trying to find an exploration path, for demon hunters, it's fairly easy because of wall jumping. You can just kind of go wherever you want. It doesn't have to be like a pass in the mountains, but you can kind of look at these mountains and be like, okay, I can probably get behind these. And let's see, I'm having a little bit of latency, but you would kind of just come around the back, and there are some invisible walls. And is the let's see, is not Misty extreme health. Yeah, I'm dropping some frames. Hold up. Yeah, I can see I'm lagging a bit here. My latency has gone up as well. Okay. Okay, it looks fine. Looks like it's done alright. So, like I said, you have to look at the mountains, and you can kind of form a path of where you're gonna go, because as a demon hunter, it's very easy. You don't have to worry about finding like a little pass in the mountains anymore. You can just kind of look off, and let's see. Totally. Should I totally get out and run through the whole places without taking a single screenshot? Oh, you mean taking screenshots? Oh, no, no. Okay, no. I misinterpreted the question. Oh, yeah. Go ahead and take as many screenshots as you want in the area you're exploring. Of course. Yeah. Take as many screenshots as you want. I didn't know what you meant by documentation. I've never heard the term documentation used for, taking screenshots in an instance. But yeah, of course, take as many screenshots as you want when you're in an instance. Okay, so now I am going to go over to the websites, which I should have open right here. There we go. Okay. So what you're looking at here, let me just refresh the pages. So this is Nairobi's website. It's pretty cool. You have all the recent screenshots posted, videos, top pictures, wallpapers. But what exactly we're trying to look for is the maps. Now you can see the maps here, and it gives you a lot of info. But let's just start off in WoW Tools. So WoW Tools has two parts. A lot of info on here, none of which I know what any of this means whatsoever in the slightest bit. No idea how to use any of this information at all. So I just go to maps, and also you can go to browse, and I'll explain to you what you can do in browse. You type in map. So you would be scrolling through these maps looking for something you want to explore. All these maps are named here by their internal names. So you have like _7_ dungeon exterior Notharian's lair. So you can look through all these maps, and let's take a look at a map that you would probably want to explore. Argus Dungeon. Okay, this works. Argus Dungeon. This is the Seated Triumvirate. And basically, you can look over the map and look at whatever you want to look at. Now, don't misinterpret what you're looking at. This isn't like some aerial shot, you know, some satellite image taken from really high up. This is just what the in-game minimap would display. So it actually may be not correct in what you would actually see in game, because like I said, this isn't like some aerial shot. This is a mini map. They just kind of get the mini map and they splice it together and they make an image out of it. So a good example would be, let's see, Dark Heart Thicket. Now, if you were to scroll through here, you wouldn't find Dark Heart Thicket. It would have a weird name, and that really wouldn't be obvious that it's Dark Heart Thicket. So how would you find Dark Heart Thicket? You can come over here to tables, browse, and you type in maps, and these are all the maps that are in the game for the current version. So like, let's say you select 7.3 and whatever, you know, 24539. These are all the maps that are in 7.3 to 24539. But obviously you want to go to the latest version, which is right here. And you would want to type in, you know, the map that you want to go to. So Dark Heart Thicket. So as you can see, you have the display name, which is what you see in game, Dark Heart Thicket, and you have the internal name, which is what's displayed here. So the internal name of Dark Heart Thicket is Emerald Nightmare Val'sharah Exterior. So you would come through here, and let's see, Emerald Nightmare Val'sharah Exterior. Here we go, Emerald Nightmare Val'sharah Exterior. So yeah, I'll be going through questions at the end. It's easier. So you could be looking at this map, and this is Dark Heart Thicket, and you might be saying like, wow, this is pretty cool. I can just come along here. I can explore all of this, and I can run along this and look at the red line. This is gonna be great. But unfortunately, that's not quite true, because what you're seeing here on this map is only about half of what you're actually, like, you're only seeing half of the image. Now the reason why this website complements Nyarly's website is because Nyarly's website, for example, Dark Heart Thicket, shows you everything on the map. So what you're seeing here in the red are sticky walls. The yellow is also wall, but it's not sticky. But I'll explain that in a few minutes. This is Dark Heart Thicket. Unfortunately, it's unexplorable. You may have seen videos of people exploring it, but they're doing that in offline mode. So you can, like, if you fly under the world, you can go underneath them, but obviously if you're not in offline mode, you can't fly under the world. So you wouldn't be able to explore this if you're not in offline mode, like I said. So yeah, this is actually a very useful site, so you don't kind of waste your time trying to escape this instance before realizing that there's literally no way that you can it's just they're everywhere, the sticky walls. So you wouldn't waste your time trying to explore it or trying to get to it or break out before you realize that this is the actual case of the map. Now, what is the difference between the red line and the yellow line? So what makes a sticky wall sticky is that in the grid, two walls are overlapping each other, and then you get stuck in between them when you walk into it. So the yellow one just means that there's only one wall in this grid. You know, if there were an other grid right here, you know, like you see, like the square would be where my cursor is, this wall would be red and this wall would be red. Because this grid is providing a wall right here, and the grid that would be right here is also providing a wall. Therefore, it will cause you to stick whenever you get into it. So that's what causes the sticky wall to become sticky. Yeah, that's what causes it to become sticky. Now, there's a few other things, such as a good place to explain it would be, well, let's just go back to Eastern Kingdoms. And as you can see here, you're probably familiar with this if you've done some exploration, which is unknown zones. Now, the unknown zones in here are marked as white, and like I said, I'm sure you've experienced unknown zones. If you're in a map that has a general chat, you know, say left general, and if you were to slash who yourself, it would say unknown. Your area would be unknown, so that's why we call it unknown zone. As you can see here, you can actually toggle everything, so I can toggle it off and on. There you go. So on top of that, we have unreferenced areas. Now, unreferenced areas are in the data for these little ADTs, which is what like the game tiles are ADTs. Um, this little patch of them right here, while the information is in the game, if you were to fly here, your client would not display, would not display the terrain that you see on here. So you can, if you turn off unreferenced, it would look like if you were to fly out here, you would see terrain, but that's not the case uh, at all. You would not see any of this because your client will not display the terrain on there. If I recall correctly, let me actually check Kalimdor. If that's the same with yeah, GM Island as well, unreferenced, right? If I recall correctly. Okay, well it could just be it's not displaying because I remember hearing that it's unreferenced. That might not be correct, so I'm not gonna say a definite answer. Um, but that's just what I remember. It could just be incorrect. Um, so yeah, as you can see, unknown patches in the map. Once again, unreferenced areas such as, aha, here we go. This should be, um, I'm not gonna say what I think it is because it might not be correct, so I'm just not gonna say it at all. I'm looking at the classic map. Oh, you're right. Why am I looking at? Yo, you're right. I am looking at the classic map. What the hell am I doing? Why did it automatically go to classic by default? Okay, whatever. But it still works the same. Yeah, you're right. I am looking at classic maps. But it's the same concept. It's the same concept throughout. I think that's why. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Ah. Yep. Unreferenced. There we go. Yeah, GM Island is unreferenced in retail. And this is just that's really that's that's the world border basically. Um, so yeah, this is all unreferenced. Yeah, like I said, if you were to fly out here, you would not see any of this. Your client just will not display it. Finally, what you're seeing here on this line is the WDT border. Not ADT. ADTs, like I said, are the game tiles. WDT borders are the actual border for the map. Every map has like every map that I've encountered, like I'm not gonna say 100% there isn't a map with the WDT. I'm pretty sure they all do. Every single one that I've encountered myself, at least, has a WDT border, and that is they kind of behave like sticky walls, to where if you were to run into it, you would get stuck. Except the difference is that when you're inside of it, it always considers you moving, so you can't cast you can't cast your Hearthstone or use a portal, cast a portal, or unstuck. You have to like shut the game or do things like queue for an instance. Every map. Okay, there we go. Just wanted some confirmation. Every single map has one. Yeah, I think that's everything I'm gonna go to. ADT grid. Now this is just like I said. The kind of WoW works off. You've probably seen this in other games. It works off chunks. So like the ADTs are just the chunks. Comments, no. Models, unknown, impasse, death. Well, this is across every map. Oh, death lines. Okay, that reminds me. Death lines are, you like I said, if you've exploring similar to like unknown zones, if you've been exploring, you're probably familiar with death lines. Death lines is what happens when like you'll see like your camera will stay in one position and your character will fall and die. That's a death line. Those death lines are inescapable. Like you can't avoid a death line. It doesn't do a billion damage. It just kills your character as if a GM went up to you and used a GM command to instantly kill you. There's no way to avoid it. There's no way to get around it. If you have a death line, that's it. Like you can't go over. You can maybe go over it. Like there are some maps where like like for example the Nighthold, you could realistically slow fall over it if you're fast enough. But you're not really going through it. You're just going over it. Most maps have death lines in them. Most underneath the map. Most. I've encountered some that do, and I've encountered some that don't. I'm not sure like how to exactly tell which, because this is kind of confusing. Well, I mean like I'm not sure. I'm not sure which do and which don't, but a lot of them that I've encountered do. Um, I think that should be it. Let me take a look at the notes that I have here. Okay. Oh yeah, like for model editing, like look, I've done model edits, but I'm definitely not a model editor. Like every single time I've done a model edit, I have my hand held through it. You know, just because I've done it, I literally have no idea what I'm doing in model editing. I had someone like Dova just kind of hold my hand through it or just give me help with it. So yeah, it's not, you know, something that's very easy to do. I mean, like once you know what you're doing, it is easy to do. Anybody with the model editing role obviously knows model editing, and they'll be able to you know, answer questions and stuff. But I believe that there are discords that could do that. I'm not sure of which. I'm not part of that community. Um, so yeah, everything I've showed you here, I am I am 1,000 times closer to being to you, the new explorer listening to this. I'm 1,000 times closer being to you than I am to any, you know, legendary explorer. I've only been doing this for, you know, a little over a year, and you know, the community's existed for like 3.5 years, and you might want to wonder like how did I get all this info that I learned? Is just by listening to the other people in the Discord. So go to the questions channel and just go through there and just read the questions. Even if you didn't ask the question, just read the questions, and you'll read answers from people like, and not limited to, Fiend and Elrox and Iron Nail, just to name a few, as well as the mods and admins, and they'll give you answers you can learn from. Like a person like myself, who's a challenger, like that means nothing. I've done a handful of challenges and I've gotten some weird places, but I'm not like some pillar of knowledge the same way they are. And finally, like, that might be cliche saying to just, you know, just, oh, you know, just listen to other people. All the info that I was just able to share to you, I learned by listening to other people in the Discord who know more than me. Everything I just explained to you, I learned from them. So it's very important to just read and just listen to what these people say, because you learn so much. I think that is about it. So we can do, if you have some questions, we can do that now. If I can't answer the question, I don't want to give you a wrong answer. You can answer it. You can ask it in hashtag questions. And like I said, some of the people in here are very talented. Will be able to answer the question effectively for you. But if I don't know the answer 100%, then I'm not gonna try and make up some half answer. Let's wait for stream delay, because stream delay is a little bit annoying. Even though I should have it. No, I didn't set to ultra low latency. That's okay. You know, nothing you can do about it now. So yeah, if you're low on time, basically we're done here. We're just gonna do some questions. But look, like I said, like you learn just by listening to other people's questions as well, even if it's not your question. So I'll give the answer the best I can, but if I can't give you an absolute answer, like I said, you can go to questions and you can ask it there, and plenty of people who would love to help you answer. Nothing right here? Okay, well, that's fine. You can anything you have, you can go to the questions channel, and somebody who absolutely knows what they're talking about will be able to help you out with that. So let me see, making sure I didn't miss anything. I didn't miss anything I wanted to talk about. Um, let's see. So yeah, just a brief overview. You know, like if you're in the community, don't try and put, you know, non-exploration things in a non-exploration, you know, channel, like a Discord that's meant for exploration. Is probably the only place that no, that is the only place that you should put exploration. That, you know, that's what it's made for. Okay, hold up here. So I think someone had a question. Let me. Right? Okay, no, wait. I thought I saw someone I got a message. Hold up. Okay. All right. Let's see. Can you travel under the world? No, you can't. The world underneath has either death lines. Some maps do. I mean, the majority of maps have death lines. Um, I mean, like I said, some I've encountered do, some I've encountered don't. I don't know how to tell which do and don't. But underneath the world, there are disconnect spots to where if you were to move through them, your character would disconnect, and then you would be sent to a graveyard, or not a graveyard, but like the nearest respawn location. Um, there's sometimes like underneath the world, there are objects in there, and the objects have the majority of them have like a bubble around them, so where if you were to, you could actually sometimes get to them with just avoiding the disconnects because the little bubble of disconnect protection allows you to get to it. But besides that, no, you can't just like fly underneath the world because you would get disconnected. Um, yeah, you can't. Let's see, anything else? Oh yeah, Nazjachar going underneath the world. Well, yeah, okay. Sometimes I haven't actually gone underneath Nazjachar, like technically underneath the lowest point, but inside the mountains I have, and yeah, you can do that. That doesn't work exactly the same in every area. Yeah, without, oh yeah, offline mode obviously. Yeah, in offline mode you can go underneath the world all you want, but 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 at that point, like your character location isn't saved. You're not, if you were to log it in and out, you would be where you started in offline mode. So like yeah, realistically, like if you see a screenshot of someone in some spot underneath the world, it's most likely offline mode. Unless it's like I said, if it's like you're able to get to it without disconnecting because like it's close enough to the surface to where you won't get disconnected. But besides that, like offline mode, that you can't. Going through walls, I mean, I mean, like you can use like not cushions. Cushions got nerfed. I don't think you can use cushions anymore. I actually haven't. Yeah, cause cushions uh they got you can't use them in instances anymore. So hmm, you used to be able to do it like really easily with them, but I'm trying to think. No, I mean, yeah, they're like you may see videos of some explorers that like do these fantastic things, but like you gotta remember these guys that used to like especially like Mado, like he's in the community here. He's so far above like anything else we can think of that you can't put that in the same ballpark as to what we do. So I have no idea what he does, obviously, but um he does it, and but it's basically no. There's no way to just go through any wall that you want. That would be insane. You just go through any wall in the whole game. Um, yeah. Okay, so what were you asking about Clue? Clue asked a question that you missed. Let me scroll up in chat. Not really a question, but when looking to get out, what to look for? Thinking walls over. Oh, walls overhead. Um, you mean like sort of like wall ceilings? Like a ceiling. If there's a ceiling, you could use. I was gonna go over the growth method, the growth glitch, but um, I'm kind of tight on time. Like I said, I wanted to keep this like at least under an hour. So and there's like growth glitch is like one of the most common methods of exploration. So I thought there's plenty of you know little guides on how to do it, especially on the Discord. It would probably suck up like 10 minutes getting you a good spot. So I didn't really go over that just because I said it's very simple and very well known. Is that it? Let's see. Then just scrolling up in chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. Um, growth glitches answered. Under the world, through walls. Yeah. I think that's it. So yeah, like I said, if you want to learn more, just literally listen to other people in the Discord and what they say. You know, like I said, the people that I mentioned, these people are like pillars of knowledge. Just listen to them, and when they answer questions, even if it's not your own question that you asked, just read it. Because everything I've explained to you right now, I learned from them. Like nothing I explain to you right now I figured out for myself. I'm a new explorer, just like you. I'm closer to you than I'm closer to being any of those guys. So just listen to them, and when they answer a question, and just, that's so important to just learning new methods and learning how things like ADT works and the sticky walls and why it's very important. So that's about it. I'm done with the stream. Any questions that you got, you can ask in questions, and yeah, that should be it.